Let me get these yards. I just felt, I guess I just felt a little bit, I don't know, more comfortable. Not that I didn't feel comfortable last week. I think the guys did a great job up front, giving me time. And this week, the receivers definitely got open, and they made plays when their numbers were called. And I thought I delivered the ball the way that I know I could. And like I said, they definitely made plays. And even out of the backfield, Dexter Williams with a great catch in the end zone. So shout out to my surrounding cast. They did a hell of a job making plays, like I said, when their number was called.
Brandon, could you explain why offensively you guys are so good after the defense forces a turnover?
I don't think we think about it. I think we think about each drive as a separate drive, but the defense, like you said, they've been doing a great job of taking the ball away and giving us field position. And we've been able to capitalize not just with field goals, but actual 6-7 points. So that's been great for us. I don't know the stat regarding that asset of a game, but I think we've done a great job of capitalizing when the opportunity presents itself.
And Julian, could you just sort of go through the pick six, how you saw the play develop?
Well, it was an onion concept, so two was going to the flat. And Coach Elko called a great defense for that, and we've been preparing for their route concepts. And that quarterback, he was really going off timing. We learned early, and so it was a quick throw. And I just broke on it, and I don't really remember the rest. Yeah,
we've ran that concept quite a bit in practice. Huh?
Right, exactly. So just training.
You guys were prepared for that. Yeah.
Brandon, to your right here, Coach Kelly mentioned something about tightening up your mechanics or tweaking things a little bit. Can you just briefly speak to that?
I guess sometimes as a quarterback, you can get away from what you were taught as back in your day, and you're so focused on other things, and sometimes you forget about your easy mechanics and your fundamentals of the game. And I think I got back to that this week, and it proved to be a big leap forward in the passing game for us.
Well, the mechanics just get a little loose, and
yeah, I think that happens to all quarterbacks. Your arm just gets fatigued, and you extend your arm motion. Kind of get into that Tebow-ish phase, but try to stay away from that as much as possible. But I think I tightened it back up this week.
What was this week like for you? I'm sure you can feel people around you freaking out about some missed passes the previous week. Do you doubt yourself at all? How do you get yourself back into that level of confidence?
I don't think I doubted myself at all this week. I have a great surrounding cast, and everybody in the building was so supportive of me. And I try not to look at the media, even though I gave out a tweet. I don't know, but so I think, like I said, I had a great surrounding cast with everybody in the facility, and my parents and my family who stuck with me and encouraged me throughout the week.
Brandon, over here, you started off 4 of 5 for 62 yards on opening drive. How important is it, or is it at all? It may not be, but how important is it to come out early in a game and really get into a quick rhythm?
It's definitely important for the offense, and I think for the entire team's kind of mentality early in the game. And like I said, the guys did a great job of making plays early on, and up front they gave me a great amount of time to produce and execute these plays. And I think getting off to that start really kind of led to the rest of the game and the mentality that we had throughout the rest of the game.
Mike, obviously last week you guys put up some major numbers running the ball, came out with some big runs. Tonight, the big runs weren't there as much, but you guys really grinded out. How important was it to kind of come out and establish the line of scrimmage early in this game?
I think it's always huge. I think football, we like to think it's one up front, and we take a lot of pride in that. And Michigan State, historically and this year, they have a good front seven, and they make it very hard for teams to run the ball on them. And we got the system in place, starting with Coach Long and the trust that he has in the 5 of us or the 6 of us to get our jobs done. And even when things don't necessarily gel as well as we would like them early on, we stick with it. And especially the last 2 weeks, we've been able to grind teams out late and get the job done when it matters most.
Michigan State's a team that likes to do a lot of different stunts and pressures with their linebackers. How would you assess how you guys handled all the games that they played today?
Well, I think we did a great job. I don't think we had too many negative plays throughout the entire day. The communication was great. It was especially we got 2 fresh guys over on the right side playing on a tough road game for the first time in their career. They were communicating. They were doing a great job getting the calls across the board. The 5 of us were great all night, starting with Brandon giving us the play call and seeing checks. Brandon did a great job with that all night as well. I think we handled that really, really well, and it all comes back to the preparation that we put in and week out.
Julian or Shaun, whichever, either one you can take this, but you guys really had their quarterback just kind of all over the place today. I mean, he didn't seem to have a lot of time to really get into a rhythm. What did that do for you guys in the secondary, knowing that he wasn't going to be able to just sit back and make those long reads and get the ball downfield?
Well, first off, we have to thank the defensive line for just getting the pressure. We know whenever we get to a third down situation, we can get off the field because we know the secondary is going to handle their business, and we know the front seven is going to get pressure. And every time Coach Elko draws up the perfect play, and then we just have to execute. We go through a ton of plays in third down situations during the week, and whenever we're in there, we're ready for it. Like I said, there wasn't any plays that we didn't see out there during the week in practice. So when we got trust in our D-line, it gives us confidence on the outside that we don't have to cover for long.
Brandon, 2 road wins in a row. What does that mean for you guys, especially being both against Power 5 teams?
Coach Kelly acknowledged that stat, and I think it's a great stat for the team. And I think we're just going to keep it rolling. We head back to South Bend and back to our home and our home fans, our home base. And I think these 2 road wins and then going back home will prove to be huge for the rest of the season for us.
Overall, a performance like this, the whole team effort, what does that mean to you guys?
I felt like we put 4 quarters together of good football, and I think we have a whole nother level of execution and just dominance that I think this team is going to get to eventually. And it was good to see, like I said, four good quarters of football from the team, and we never let our foot off the gas. So it was a good experience for us.
Anything else for Brandon? Brandon, you can go. Anything else for the rest of
Yeah, I got a couple. Julian, just going back to the pick 6 so early in the game, to have that momentum, what take us through the excitement that goes through your body when you make a play like that at such a big moment early on?
I was just so happy that I could contribute to the team, and I was so excited. And as soon as I turned around after I scored, I felt like everyone was hitting me, was on me. It's just an exciting feeling, especially to do it in front of my family that came out. And I love playing for the school, and I love to show it through that play.
Shaun, obviously, you had a huge play with the strip and the fumble. Just take us through that.
Well, we emphasize turnovers big now on defense, and through winter training and all the summer training, we always fought to the end, and we finished as a team, and everything we did, we had to finish. So with the play going down to the goal line, I just saw the ball loose, and I was going to get a punch at it. Actually, I was watching some videos of just like Charles Tillman throughout the week, so I wanted to get my hands on the ball, so that inspired me a little bit. But yeah, like I said, just the whole team together, whatever we start, we have to finish. And I think Brandon touched on it a bit. We played a good 4 quarters today, and that was just part of it.
Drue, you said early in the week, Michigan State last year was one of your worst games. Obviously, you played really well, and the team played really well. How gratifying was tonight for you?
Really gratifying. I think it's great to get a win on the road, 2 road wins in a row. Thought we played well as a team. Super excited for these guys making such big plays, and it's just fun to celebrate in the locker room and sing that fight song.
Anything else for Julian?
Yeah, I got one. Julian, Shaun's kind of been the turnover magnet. Is there any sort of competitiveness with you being able to step in front of that interception?
Yeah, that's always on our minds as corners, and we're brothers, in the secondary and as well in the defense, and we just get excited for each other. I am so excited for the play that he makes. It feels like I'm making them when he makes them, and I know he feels the same way about me, and I think that's leading to our success. And just that selflessness throughout the whole team, and that's really going to push forward and prevail.
You guys have 9 turnovers so far this season, 14 of all of last season. Do you feel like you guys have been put in a better situation from practicing creating so many different turnover situations with Coach Elko that it's so much easier now in the game situations?
Yes. Every day we go through a turnover circuit, and that's showing, and it's just getting ingrained in our brains. And Shaun especially with the turnover magnet. We just are going after it, and we're doing it for each other, and I think that's why we're making these big plays.
Thanks.
Shaun, I know when you're in the moment, you're just playing and reacting to what's going on the field. But now, in retrospect, can you kind of appreciate how big that fumble recovery, strip and fumble recovery, was to the overall flow of the game? You stopped them from scoring. You guys go up by 21, and it's a different ball game from that point.
I haven't thought about it at all. Actually, I haven't seen the play really. But just after the fact, knowing that we scored, I wasn't too worried about the fumble or the fact that I caused a fumble. I just wanted the ref to get out there and call it a fumble so our offense get back on the field, because I know when I get the defense to get the ball in the offensive hands, they're going to do special things with it. And that was the whole point with Julian as well. We just want to create points for the team, and I feel if we can get turnovers, we're just going to help out the offense. But that would play. I'm still not thinking about it right now. So it was just in the moment really. But I'm just excited that I could get the ball back in the offensive hands and they put up points on the board.
Mike, this week you were kind of outspoken about, you knew you guys were going to come into a hostile atmosphere here, and you shared experiences of playing in games like this before and how you kind of relish those moments, and it's like a real fight. I'm curious what the feeling is like now after dominating a game like this in this environment.
I mean, it's huge. We absolutely love that kind of a feeling. It's always nice to look up in the crowd, especially when you're at a place like this, and see people walking out of the stands in the middle of the second half. You know that you're doing something right when things are going like that. A testament to our team to be able to come in here against this kind of a program and this kind of a defense. The offense and the entire team that we played today, and do what we did. It's never easy to win in college football, and it's never easy. It's an added extra element when you're on a road test like this. But absolutely huge feeling, huge gratifying feeling when you can look up in the stands and see people kind of just mass exiting the game.
Drue, after the Georgia game, you had some interesting comments just about how you guys were coming to punish, was the word that you used. Do you feel like you've done that the last couple of weeks?
I definitely feel like that's our mindset. I definitely feel like that's the mindset we brought to the table. Started slow at Boston College, brought in the second half. I felt like that was our mindset today. And when you have guys like Shaun Crawford punching the ball out right before the running back's going in the end zone, that's what I mean by punishing our opponent. Making plays like that, and I think he embodies that. I think we had guys embody that today. Obviously, there are areas to improve. I think we gave up too many yards on defense, too many long drives, but overall, very excited, and that will continue to be our mindset.
Did you feel like tonight you were going to prove the identity of the team, or just show it? I don't know if you see a difference between those two things.
Yeah, I don't think it was a proof mentality at all. I think we talk each and every day about getting better each and every day and moving the needle forward, and how can we be better than we were yesterday. And so tonight was just a big stage, 8 o'clock on TV, in a hostile environment, and an opportunity for us, our young guys, to get experience on the road and get a great road win.
All right, we'll end it with Anj. Thanks, guys.
Mike, just one more about Brandon. Your thoughts on his play tonight? Obviously, all the talk about whether or not he could be accurate, and then he goes 14 and 20 and shows what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise to us. We know exactly who the kind of player and the kind of man that Brandon Wimbush is. Everybody was harping on him all week. I mean, I don't know how you can harp on a guy when he goes in and takes over a game and rushes for 4 touchdowns and 200-plus yards. It's kind of crazy to me that somebody could even flaw him for that. But we know the quarterback that Brandon is. We know who we have in him as a leader, and we are lucky as hell to have him behind us. And we know when the ball's in number 7's hands, something good's going to happen, and he proves that time and time again. And we're very, very fortunate at the University of Notre Dame to have Brandon Wimbush as our quarterback.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Everybody drive safe.